Hello everybody, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, hello again, and for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. This is going to be a collective reading for the 1010 portal. It's 1010. I've seen that number pop up quite a bit in some of these reads, so I felt compelled to get that out to you. So here we are, we're going to do it. We'll see what messages come up. Some of this may resonate, maybe all of it will, maybe none of it will. I don't know, right? It's, you know, if I could talk, God, to discern whatever comes through for you. So this is all signs. So you're all here. That's that. Thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented, booked personal reads, made donations to the channels, the gifts, the super chats, all the things that we do here. So thank you for that. And then personal reads are available. Channel memberships are open. Both of the information for those are found in the description box below. Personals, you'll find the email. Reach out to me. I'll give you all the details that I need from you. And then, which really isn't a whole lot. And then channel memberships are open, so click the link. And I would suggest the higher series, or I can't speak plain English today. Healing series and higher. I got a candle sitting here, and all of a sudden it started bubbling. I've never seen a candle do that in my life. That was really interesting. It just started bubbling. Hold on a minute. Can you see? There it is. There's a hole. I may end up divinating by a little bit of fire here, actually. There's a hole in it down around the wick. Are you going down the rabbit hole on the 1010 portal? Spirit, something or somebody's coming unglued. You know, I just did the message today for the channel members, and that's up if you're a channel member already. If not, again, welcome to join. But somebody's seething. Somebody's seething. This kind of reminds me of that read a little bit. Not quite the same. But, you're grounded. Spirit saying you're sufficient. Is it tonka beans? Okay, hold on a second here. Tonka beans are poisonous to people. Hang tight. Bear with me. Spirit's speaking. And you think about cinnamon. Cinnamon is prosperity, abundance, growth, joy, financial reward, opportunity. You know, physically for the body, it lowers, helps regulate your blood sugar levels. It's actually a good immune booster too. It regulates a lot in the body. You're regulated here somehow. You are very regulated. The one thing about this, like, I always pay attention to fire, and if you've been with me for a while, I've talked about this. Like, I like the fire as a water element myself, a Scorpio. I like fire energy. That one wick is like bouncing all over the place. The other one is steady. Where are we going with this? You won't waver in your faith on something. It's like somebody's trying to fan your flame out there, collective. If this energy doesn't hit you today, pay attention over the next 17 days. That's going to be it. The next 17 days are going to be real important. Something could have started back in April, and we talk about, we just had that full moon in Aries. That's a 6-month cycle, 4:04 on the clock. Your stability is really beginning to anchor itself. For someone else, they've got some great concerns, very serious concerns. And this is someone who is emotionally deregulated, someone who they lack emotional intelligence. They suffer at their own needs, is what I'm hearing. They suffer at their own needs. So this is somebody who doesn't know how to go off into life and figure things out for themselves. This is interesting. I wasn't expecting this. Okay, Spirit's telling me to get 2 cards. So one for you and one for a situation or a person around you. Let's see. Tarot guidance. Here you are. Viewing the tarot, right? Pendulum, decision. Spirit says you've already made your decisions. You've already made some sort of decision. Some of you, as you've made that decision, whatever that is for you, you are going to have more decisions to make as a result of that. So it doesn't feel bad, okay? So it's like, I don't know, as an example, if you move, right? You make the decision to make the big move, the big thing you choose to invest in. So then you move in and you're like, well, where does this furniture fit? Do I need new furniture? What kind of carpet do I want? Do I want to buy new rugs? Do I need new silverware? You know, it's simple things like that. And it's, you know, making decisions, further making decisions that support the original decision that you've made. So I hope that's coming together appropriately for you. This other side, man, they feel blank. They feel spaced out. It is just like, you ever look in somebody's eyes and it's just void? Like there's nothing there. And you don't know what's coming next from this person. Like they could maybe say something nice. It's like you're waiting for some type of, if you read people, right? If you read their body language and whatnot, observe it. It's like somebody with blank eyes. You look at somebody with, you know, are they caring eyes, soft eyes, kind eyes, pissy eyes, anger, seething eyes? This person is just void. There's like nothing in there. And you don't know if they're going to say something good, bad, indifferent. They just, like, it's like the lights are on and nobody's home in there kind of thing. So, okay, collective. For you, seeker and power. You're, again, a repetitive message here. Power is like thunder, it's lightning, it's like the Tower card in this deck for me. You've got the ability to bring other people in situations to their knees, but that's not what you're doing with that power, right? Like that's, I don't want to say that's the negative side. Sometimes we have to sit in that energy, right? We have to be a part of that energy to know that we are powerful beings. But thunder and lightning is, Spirit is saying a very significant approach, and your power, you're seeking, like you, how do I explain this? In your power, you know what direction to go. You know what you need to do. Dowsing rods, that takes us to water sometimes, right? They used them back then, or say back then, but it's a connection point. Dowsing rods, you could be using dowsing rods to divinate as well. If you've never used them, I highly suggest it. Very, very cool. But this is the line. You're bound to cross paths with this person or situation, and you're also bound to cross paths with what is meant for you. It's what you do with it, you know, where you go and how that Spirit saying accumulates for you over time. Interesting energy. Like when the light comes in and you can see things clearly, you know what you need to do, where you need to go, how you need to handle yourself. Interesting. I think I'm gonna clarify this first, and then we'll get into this other situation or person. Driftwood and salt water could be important as well. Oceans, emotional perceptivity as well. Spirit's also saying pulling together light codes. So, you know, the one thing, I've had a conversation with a couple of people actually, and even in some of the videos this week for the next 2 weeks for the other sign, for all the signs and whatnot, numbers were very, very significant. So pay attention to numbers, codes, light codes, grab-a-boy numbers, different things like that are going to be important as well. So what is this power? What is this power about, Spirit? I don't understand. What would bring you to these conclusions? I don't understand what would bring you to, okay. What is this power about for the collective on 1010? Taboo. There are some of you out there, you're getting ready to create a shitstorm. And when I say that to you, It's not. Look at this. More lightning. There's lightning in all three of these cards. Talk about, you could be going out on social media. You could have something go viral if you're a creator or whatnot. I can't even pick this card up. Your power is going to be in the things that nobody else wants to say. Nobody else wants to do. You could say you're reinventing the wheel, but there's that Thunder card. I mean, you see that lightning plain as day. You look at this Taboo card, which always connects me to Scorpio. You see the lightning in the background. It's kind of harder to see, but it's there. And then this Honor card, Dignity, Works, Lineage, Awards. There's more. There's lightning shooting out from her chest. Spirit, she's electrifying. Like, what is that? Grease. What do they say? I can't remember. Electrified or something. I don't know. But anyways, the ramblings of Spirit. This is, you're getting ready to show just how powerful you are. The light and the fire within you is igniting some kind of overload for other people. You could be triggering other people as you embark on this journey. Some of you are coming into alignment as a power couple as well. Whether this is business or relationship point of view or friendship somehow, the dynamics in which you are creating are going to be whirlwind kind of energy. It's one where you can, it's like you're being true and authentic to yourself. It's almost like somebody, many people, not even somebody, it's like, ooh, like if you're watching something and, ooh, my goodness, oh, wow, like the sound effects and like a comedy show or something, what do they call those? Like the track, was it tracks or something? But that's how this feels. It's like, well, having an audience, could be family, could be friends, it could be people all across the world, right? That are going, whoa, what just happened here? Like you're getting ready to do something and take something, someone, many people by storm. Your power and the fact that what you do could be controversial. Your relationship with somebody could be considered controversial. So, I could just say as an example, like Bill Belichick and Jordan, whatever her last name is, like he's 87 and she's like 19, I know those aren't the ages, but still, it's that big of a difference, and people are like, whoa, like what are you doing? So everybody's got something to talk about, right? Some people, depending on what this is for you, could be like spiraling out around you going, this can't be, you can't do this, you can't be that way, you can't leave my life, you can't do any of this stuff. And you're like, watch me. It's like you're not even giving attention to anything else outside of where you are. It's like I forget what sign, gosh, I've been reading for all the signs this week, where it's like you're in your bubble in a way, but you're not letting any outside influences interfere in the magnetic energy that you're in. I don't think it's on a negative sense, but like you think about, puppy love, basically, like when we're kids and teenagers or whatever, and we're like, oh, I'm going to live with this person for the rest of my life. Oh, it's love, that kind of thing, where they're in their own little bubble and nothing else matters. It's the same sense, it's like you're totally engulfed in what you're doing. But here's the thing, it's not a bad thing, because it's a calling of sorts for you. Like you're doing this from a place of personal power. You're doing this because you feel the jolt within you when you are working on something, doing this thing with this person. It's like you are creating a world within worlds, and other people are just like, you can't do this. you are creating some kind of universal, again, this could be in your own daily world, right? This doesn't have to be big scale, but it is a universal challenge that has been brewing for you. I think the challenges have already been overcome, honestly, and that's why you're in this place of power where you are universally like morphed, engulfed in whatever this is, and the power dynamic of I'm going to do these things. It doesn't leave you, right? Like you're a part of it, you feel it, you know it, you see it, you breathe it. And honestly, like, it's kind of wild. You know, we always say to you, and I've said it to you all as myself as a reader many times, with this Pluto and Aquarius, like you and Pluto, P.S., is going direct on the 13th. So that's just what, Monday? Sunday, Monday? Monday, yeah. You know, it may end up looking very different. Hold on. Get off of there. Hey, get down. Get down. Hey. Hold on a second. Again, if you've followed me for any time, you know I've got a zoo of animals in this house, and I guess we're just gonna walk across the TV stand and get into the sunflowers. No, we are not. But anyhow, so what I was saying is, I had it on the tip of my tongue, and there it goes. Oh, the way things look, like it's almost like I've said, you know, pay attention. Things may not look exactly as you thought they would, or the way they would play out. But there's something about this particular thing, whatever that thing is, that it may play out just as you have suspected intuitively, but even better. So when we say it's not going to play out the way you think it is, it might shockingly, 17 on the clock, surprise you. Star energy, wish fulfillment, right? Inspiration. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. I can't sing. You bring feeling to my life. Right? Is that what it says? I don't know. But anyhow, it may go better than you expect. Like, that's the point here, because you're aligning with powerful purpose. Like, you got so much dignity in what you're doing. Like, you're like, I am going to do all these things in all these ways because it aligns with the person I want to be, the person I am becoming. And no matter what chaos is happening around me, in my existence, in my environments, in the world as a whole, what I seeks me. Anything you're investing in right now that is truly heartfelt, genuine, intuitively led, you can't go wrong. This energy is insane. Like, I mean, something otherworldly. I don't know how else to put that. It is otherworldly. What is this taboo? I gotta be nosy, right? That's why we come here, to be nosy. So what is this taboo about? Curiosity. Like, there is no stone left unturned. There's no avenue that Spirit is saying that you won't climb, that you won't go down and investigate what lays beneath the surface of things. But man, are you going to leave a lasting imprint. I don't think a better card could come out, I swear to God. The Wheel of Fortune. This is, I could say, destined, fated. Pay attention. I don't say always, but a lot of the times I see with the Wheel of Fortune, the quarters of the year, right? Because there's a representation of each quarter of the year. If this is business, you may be making Spirit saying, very unique business plans around each quarter of the year. But the quarters are also you taking a look at each part of life, the situation. I contemplated, I'm going to throw this out there, I may still do it, it depends on time-wise today, what I'm looking at here, doing a reading for the fixed signs, because the fixed signs are being hit with a lot of crazy energy right now. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. So the fact that this is coming out, I kind of feel like this is a culmination of 1010, collective read, fixed signs, like all the things. So this is a major read for everybody, I feel like. But if you're one of those particular signs, you may feel like some of the things you're doing are taboo compared to what you've done in the past, right? Very different than something you have done in the past. It's like this is, Spirit is saying this is meant to be. This is destined, right? It is the wheel turning in your favor, finally being on top of your A game. Some of you becoming honorary members of certain traditions, collectives, groups, memberships, everything really starting to change for the better. The Two of Swords, after a period of, the Nine of Swords to the Hermit to the Two of Swords, that after you've gone through this energy of all of the worry and the muck and the introspection and the understanding and not knowing what to do next, Spirit's going, we're giving you this pathway forward, the seeker, right? They're putting you on a path. You know what paths, X marks the spot where you're going and crossing across, going the Two of Swords. There's this indication, right? Like you look at the dowsing rods, they are crossed, which is a good thing with those. And then the Two of Swords is a crossing of, I need to protect myself. I need to really think about my next decision, or, I'm in this mental limbo right now, and there's the still waters run deep there with that card as well. So there's something about kind of like uncrossing, going from a crossing in the sense of being held back or held off, or being indecisive, or kind of guarding or not wanting to see the way forward. Spirit's going, but this is the way. This is the way forward, and we need you, Spirit's saying, we need you to understand that. So, because it feels like it's something that you have oppressed. I think you yourself have oppressed it at this point. Could you have been taught how to do that? Absolutely. But now it's kind of your power, your choice, right? When we're kids, we don't know right from wrong. It's not that we're not held accountable. We get taught how to do things. When we become old enough to choose right and wrong, then we are now responsible for ourselves. If this has been old term conditioning, once you realize that that's been a problem, you then, 22 on the clock, you then get to make the decision of what you do with that, right? Our trauma, we may not have asked for, but it does at some point become our responsibility to handle that trauma. Makes sense? I hope so. So it's Nine of Wands. It's been a burden of sorts for some time, but now with the Wheel of Fortune sitting as it is, this is fate and destiny at play, changes that are happening. Some of you could be, and I've gotten this once or twice before, breast augmentation too, by the way. It's like, I've always wanted to have big boobs, so I'm gonna go have big boobs. You want some Dolly Parton stuff, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, side note there from Spirit for some of you, or one or two of you, I don't know. But this is like this is very ethereal. Like, I'm looking at how, Knight of Cups, so cute. How these images in the Wheel of Fortune, right? They're kind of sitting in the clouds. So it's mystical, it's magical, it's in the ethereal plane. There's the possibilities of what comes next floating around you, and maybe I don't feel like your imagination is running wild, because they've all got books. There's lessons in that. They're planning, it's strategy, it's reviewing our next steps before we take those steps forward. And for some of you, these are steps that nobody else, Queen of Cups, they don't want you to take in the King of Swords. A very beautiful meeting of the mind and the heart. That I'm going to take my integrity, the King of Swords, my logic, my wit, my knowledge, my power in that alone, and I'm going to incorporate it into my heart space. And I'm going to say to myself, head and heart, we are in alignment with one another. What do we know that we need? What does my heart call me to do? And what does my mind also know is the right thing, that they are in an alignment? And with that, you leading into the Knight of Cups. Now I can take this thing or this feeling or this knowledge and take it out into the world where it is going to be honored and revered and loved. And it's not about the award or rewards that you gain from it as much as it is following path and purpose, right? Destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is destined, but it is also about purpose, divine driven purpose despite the noise. And you may be going out into the world with this Knight of Cups and the noisy sound card, things being out of control, and being a calm in the storm of the taboo things as well. You're willing, it's like, I'm ready for battle. And I don't feel like it's a bad battle. Again, this feels good. But you're willing to take on, you're willing to persevere and push through the challenges that have maybe held you up in the past. And again, I feel like you're already over a lot of the challenges on a personal level for yourself. This was you needing to rectify things within and get more confident in yourself, or trusting in yourself as to what would come next, or working through your own traumas and hesitations or lack of confidence or whatever it might be. For some of you, you could still be working through some of that, right? There could be, but Spirit is saying that area is clear. It's like, I'm not seeing mountains and hills and rocks to climb in this. The land is pretty even killed in all of these cards. So there's something about the landscape, so maybe the environment in which you are in, that the winds of change have happened. You've got angels guiding you and supporting you through whatever this change is. And now, Knight of Cups, noisy sound, like, you're ready to take this out into the world to help make, and there's the Fool card behind it. You're ready to take that leap. Whatever this next thing is, whether this is a relationship, a job, moving, traveling, whatever it might be, like, you're ready to take that expression of who you've become out into the world. And you're ready to, maybe go in. Do you think about like the National Guard, right, as an example, when chaos erupts? And I believe I just had a conversation with someone the other day talking about Chicago, where there's mass disruption, right, in the world, that they send the National Guard in to kind of get control of the situation. Now, I'm not saying that you're joining the National Guard and you're running the front lines of a war kind of thing. But what you're doing is going to bring peace and harmony. It's going to bring love. It's going to be an offer of love that shows up in the middle of chaos, in the middle of crisis, that goes, hey, we can tone this down. We can change the way we view this. I always say to you all, bring love into the situation. I think that's what you're doing, because you're making adjustments. Behind that noisy sound, it's like, how do we balance, right? Libra season. How do we balance out the things that have been thought-provoking, just like, what's the word, Spirit? Like, they're coming through without the word. It's been a period of unease. It's a period of unease, or has been a period of unease. For whatever you're walking into, you're bringing that lineage, that line of dignity, honor, respect, cooperation. Like, we're all here to do it together. We're not here to compete. Not in unhealthy ways, that is. Honor. What is that about, Spirit, for the collective on this 1010 portal? I said it. And Spirit goes, here you go. Here's your confirmation, Nicole. Carry on. I said about bringing things together, right? Look at that. 2 of Cups. Healing. Healing in this. And what underlines that honor and the 2 of Cups is judgment, and the Ace of Swords, the truth. The Knight of Swords, not my favorite card in the deck, but he's willing to run the risk to go out into the world, right? He's not going to think about it. He's just going to do it. And he's actioning that. And I think that it's very funny with the Knight of Swords that he's in movement, but in thought he's in movement and going, I know we can go towards this. And even if it's a little scary, even if it's a little pressing, even if I've got more decisions to make, as I said, right, you're going to have more decisions. Ace of Swords is you are making the decision, a clear, concise decision of truth, honoring yourself, honoring your own truth about what you want to go towards. Again, purpose-driven career, a person, but there is something, despite all of the whirlwind energy, that says, walk into it, go towards it, do it. It seeks you. You seek it, it seeks you. Again, everything heartfelt, everything intuitively guided that you're walking into is going, go do it. You're clear for takeoff, basically, right? So this seeker, all right. Everything in life to date that you've encountered, problems, challenges, whatever it might be, it has been for the purpose of showing you what you do want in life. what you do seek versus what you don't, right? We don't know what we want and don't want until we try it, right? You think about ice cream. You know, you go out into the world and, you know, you go to this really cool ice cream shop and they've got, you know, moose tracks and they've got pistachio, and you're like, I don't think I've ever had both. Which would I prefer? So what do? Hey, can I get a little taste of that? Here's a spoon, have some. Gee, moose tracks is so much better, right? Now I know that I'd rather have moose tracks than pistachio. You know, so it's like you've sampled out what to leave behind. Get away, run away. Yes, you're exiting certain things, and I'm going to tell you, for some of you, depending on what it is, you can't get the hell out of there fast enough. It's like, I give up on this, and it's not a matter of defeat encounter. I'm telling you. You leaving something specific behind, and for some of you, this could have been a couple of months ago. Hell, it could have been a couple of years ago. I don't think that that's the majority of you here, but for some of you, I'm going to go back to that April timeframe that I brought up, March, April timeframe. So Pisces season, which, as I say that to you, Pisces is in the North Node. It's our North Star. It's what we're destined to do. It's where we're supposed to go. It's our purpose in this world. I got the hiccups so bad. I'm so sorry. But you are moving towards your purpose. And this encounter where you could have met somebody, come across someone, if you haven't yet met them, you're more than likely to. Again, this could be in any area of life. It doesn't have to be romantic. But this says meeting by chance, love at first sight, and crush. Hug. You're leaning into comfort and care. And that is what that Knight of Cups is, right? Comfort, care, closeness, love, compassion, empathy, understanding, heartfelt communication. You have learned so much. And you know what I think is absolutely brilliant? Like, as I look at this, you look at this taboo card. Look at this. You see these two people? Look at them. They are forehead to forehead. You know, they say what? Like, little forehead kisses are like, you know, it's like somebody blessing you almost, right? You look at this Two of Cups. There's that connectivity, the emotional connectivity. It's like fate, taboo, brought us together. Connection. Now we pour into one another. Encounter. Look at this. Forehead to forehead again. Do you see that? This is Spirit. Thank God I found you. What is it? Was that Kane Brown? Was it his wife? I don't know her name. I know Kane Brown because of my daughter. But Thank God. Is that what the name of the song? Thank God. I know it's like a little bit of a love song, but as we say that, like, there's the sun. We're walking towards our sun. We're walking towards joy and vitality, happiness, a deeper awareness of self. And it's requiring you to take a chance, to really lean into, I said to Scorpio yesterday, burning desire, the flames of desire. Your Four of Wands, your celebration. This is in group settings. This is with your person. This is with yourself. This is with your higher self. This could be with your family. Like, if you've gone through, Spirit's going 33 years, so 33 could be of significance for you as well. But I think any time frame doesn't really matter. That if you've gone through those, thank you, Spirit brings out what the hell was that? Something just came running through my yard. Bubbles. I think it was a deer. something could have caught. All I seen was ass and tail running through the yard. The dog's out there. I'm sure she'll handle business if she's awake. Anyhow, what was I even saying? So random. Spirit, you couldn't get knocked off course if you wanted to with this. The point of it is, thank you, Spirit, like, you couldn't miss it if you wanted to. You couldn't miss this opportunity if you wanted to. So regardless of where you are in the world, like, it's required you to have heart. It's required so much of you, but in the best way possible. Winter could be of great significance. Like a lot, if you're in the northern hemisphere, some of this over the winter months could be a time frame in when you are having these incredible encounters with people from all walks of life. Like all of a sudden you're just meeting these people, and it's like mesmerizing to some degree of like, for all these years, 33, thank you, Spirit, that's what they were talking about, 33, 6 is the past, right? All these years that you've done it another way, or have had these crazy ass encounters with other people that really left a mark on you in the sense of having to heal and learn and grow. It's like everything just kind of comes together. It's like, I have been taught by life, the hard knocks of life, right? That nothing comes easy. Nothing just shows up for me, right? It's that mindset of everything I've ever achieved or gotten, it's been a freaking fight. And Spirit is like, no, child. Spirit, no, child. Not like this anymore. It's bringing you the comfort and care that you need to succeed in whatever comes next, where your emotional expression is open and Spirit validated to the world around you. Again, this could just be around your family. This could be, countries upon countries kind of thing. But it's greatly significant for your growth and your ambitions of what you truly deserve and desire in this world. 10-10, right? It's the ends. It's the beginnings. We are leaping forward all at once. As it closes, we begin again. So the Magician and the Fool, or I should say Fool first, the Fool, then the Magician, right? And I said, was it to Scorpio perhaps, about, oh my gosh, I said about, it feels almost ass backwards, but it's not ass backwards. It just feels ass backwards to you because it's not the way that it's happened before. This balcony card. Again, look at these faces. They're the connectivity of a longing, right? Of longing and desiring. Land of love. Act 2, Scene 2, those 4 pillars and post of the bonfire, which reminds me of the 4 of Wands. Juliet is in the, it is the east, and Juliet is in the sun. For some of you, it is, how do they say that? It's religious. I'm not religious, but the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Is that how they say it, I think? Mind, body, spirit. You feel whatever this is in every fiber. You may not even know what to do with that feeling. It's like, I've never had this before. I don't even know, what do you do with something that feels so large and you can't see it? In rings, symbol of love, union, soul connection. Again, a 4. Act 3, Scene 1, that's a 4. How well my comfort is received by this. Again, you feel it. What do you do with it? What do I do with that immense feeling? Where does that go? What do I do with that? Whatever you're doing, I'm going to ask Spirit, and this is a longer message, and you know what? That's okay. You can pause it and go back to it. What is this that is being so well received, Spirit? It is in the darkest, whatever you're doing, if it is for another person, if it is for a group, if it's for a community, I would typically say to you, what are you doing for yourself? But here's the kicker. I don't think this is for the self. I mean, it is in a way, right? It's part of your path. But the separation of that is that hermit, you've already sat with yourself on this thing, whatever this is for you. You've already been where you needed to be within you, because without whatever is transforming within you, you couldn't go out into the world and have these encounters when we say, like, simple statement, you can only meet somebody as much as they've met themselves, right? Or how can you love another person unconditionally if you don't unconditionally love yourself, right? It starts with you. And I've seen that come up in these readings in the past couple of months about it starting with you. It's been about you. Granted, you've dealt with bullshit around the sides, of course, but it's been about you coming into an alignment with yourself. If you hadn't, you could not meet people in the darkest of their days. That basement card, it's damp, it's imprisonment, it's stuck, it's dark, it's murky, it's shitty. And here you come out of the night. Maybe you feel this way about somebody in your own life, that in the darkest of times, like this angel, this cherub of the Queen of Cups shows up in your life and makes you see life in a completely different way. Where the hell did they come from? Only by miracle. Or at least what you perceive to be a miracle in your life. What does it do? I swear to these stars, I'm not even joking. It balances what, I went to pick this card up. Look what I said, it's by miracle, right? There it is, literally right there. I can't make this up. I can't even pretend that I couldn't if I wanted to. All these cards, if you would see this table, you'd be like, Nicole, you need to do some house cleaning. You got shit everywhere. I've got cards upon stacks of cards upon stacks of cards. There's no way in hell I could say that to you and then that card be right there. So if you're not a believer, become a believer, because sometimes I even question things and Spirit reminds me very quickly, and maybe this is a message for you, that miracles do occur, that some things cannot be explained. They're not meant to be explained. You're supposed to embrace the change. And Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, all fixed sign energy, they do change, but on their terms. So when the universe comes in and changes it and they can't make sense of it, but you know it exists, it's like the fucking Keebler elves. Oh my God, they do exist. It's like Santa Claus. Oh my God, he does exist. That kind of thing. Spirit, humans, too good to be true. Is it? Or has it just been a long-term conditioning of everything has been a struggle? Everything has been a fight to get there. Something to really consider. Something to truly, truly consider. Just grab one card. I'm hearing it again. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. Whatever, I don't know. Go look. I can't remember the words of that song off the top of my head. I just keep hearing, you're the inspiration. Maybe you are inspiring others. Maybe someone else has inspired you. You are the inspiration. You are Scorpio again. If you're a Scorpio, and no offense to those of you that aren't, it's something I've told Scorpions. Scorpio is a leader in the taboo and the death and the rebirth, simply because that is where they fit into the zodiac wheel, right? You do that rebirth beautifully. Some of you could be leaning into your Scorpio-ness regardless of where it is in your chart. Okay? They're telling me to get a light worker card. So let's go with that. And then we're going to check in on this other BS energy that we were dealing with in the beginning, just because we got to be nosy, right? And then we'll end it on that. But wow. What a message. What a message. All right, Spirit, give me a card, please, for to wrap this portion of the reading up. Or give me 20 of them. Too many. I'm going to look at these. Trust in the Plan, 13, which is Scorpio energy. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada. Interesting. More rainbow energy. Thinking here. First Ray of Power and Sixth Ray of Devotion. All right, let's see here. Spirit, one card, please, for the collective. For the 1010 portal, please. Can you hear them running around? They might be a total of 5 pounds between the two of them. They sound like a herd of horses. I shuffled the cards that I named. 2 of them, the first 2, came back out. It says 13, trust in the plan. Again, this is you not needing to understand universally why things are happening as they are. This is walking by faith and not by sight. This is trusting that everything you know is coming from within. And again, I said, you could not be in this place where it's emanating from you if you've not worked on your internal self. There's no way you would be here. We have to cultivate trust and faith and belief in something within us and something beyond us to get to this point. And you have done just that. Some of you, like, it almost like is a drop to the knees of God. Like, I'm finally at the finish line. And then there's like I don't want to say regret or guilt or remorse, but it's like, I've fought for so long. That's it. It stops. Like, there's no more fight. There's no more, it's like a residual exhaustion that sits there and it's like, well, now what am I supposed to do? Like, that was it. And now it's just done. It just goes away. It's like the movies. You know, it's like they go through the battle scene of whatever movie it might be, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out, and the guy and the girl come together and they love each other, and it's like, okay, now we can live in peace. The town or the city has been saved. And that's kind of like what it is. It's like, so that's it? I just carry on now? I can go back to life? I can go back to what I was meant to do? I can go back to being me? Spirit says it's a call to home of you. 29, the pink rose of Lady Nada. I always tell my kids Nada. Nada being no. 2 cups, or 2 bird baths in this case, but it reminds me of the 2 of cups, right? I've talked, I think specifically to Scorpio, maybe one other sign, about roses or flowers being significant. You may want to dress, I'm hearing dress your home in flowers as well. Pink, I just said to I might have been Scorpio, maybe, I forget who it was. Pink being a very specific and important color, but she's also taking in a breath of relief. This is like your human self looking at your higher self and going, oh, wow, again, wow, like, that's it. And your higher self being there going, I promised you rainbows. I promised you butterflies. I promised you peace and eternal peace, internal peace. Here it is. The hands, as I do that myself here, the hands, you look at his hands. Our hands are a vibrational expression of ourselves. When you do Reiki, when you meditate, when you pray, even when you eat, Spirit is saying, when you're nourishing the body, your hands, you feel. I feel is the affirmation. I feel, right? And you look at her hands on both the higher self and the human self. It's like I give praise and glory to whatever is above me. And here we make magic happen between the palms. You could be doing energetic work with the hands. Again, meditation, maybe tantra. It's an energy exchange. It's a flow. It's integration, but it's also balance. It's balance. Balance is restored. It is restored. Balance is restored. Okay? It is restored. Wow, what a message. What a beautiful message. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, Spirit. I love it. All right, what else here? So we were dealing with some schmuck, go figure. I actually shuffled that card back into the deck, but I'm going to do a quick check-in on that, and then we're going to end this because, you know, these messages tend to run low. And, oh well, like, here we are. Trust me, I'm not sitting here wasting my days with things that don't matter, so that's that. All right, let's see here. This schmuck that we seen in the very beginning, could you give me insight? Spirit just said they're fading away. Like, whether this could have been coming, oh my God, upwards of 10 years, maybe longer for some of you, but this person is slowly fading, and I think they know it. Like, it's not even a slow wean, it's not a slow burn. This is just, with every step you make, everything you do for yourself, every point of your life that you continue forward with, they feel themselves fading into the background of your life. They're not nearly as important. You don't give them the energy, the time, the attention. They may have sucked on your confidence at one point till you had none left, right? Here's the thing, it's not even personal. And I know that's going to sound so ridiculous. Like, this person has been a part of my life for all this time and they've driven me absolutely insane, and you're going to tell me this isn't personal, Nicole? Bullshit. They don't even know why they're doing it. And you may have taken it personally, right, as you evolved, going, geez, what's the matter with me? Like, what's the issue here? You can't take it personally, because this person is not awoke, as they say these days, to their own bullshit. So it's just, you are a model example of what it is to persevere, to challenge yourself and succeed. And they don't. It's like, it doesn't even strike a chord within them, you know, how that works. It's like, let's just say, you know, school, right? Test. You have to go. I don't say you have to. I'm not a big fan of people sending home, or schools sending home homework. I feel like they're there all day. Enough's enough. But it's the extra little things that you do in life that accumulate. You have to work on it, right? Whatever that work is. You know, maybe in class, we'll say, you studied hard and you paid attention and you got good grades, right? And then, you know, Joey's that sat next to you, he would chew on his pencil and throw his head down on his desk and half listen. And, you know, you passed the class to get that award or reward or whatever it was. And he's like, well, how the hell did you do that? Like, it always came easy to me. But you got to try. You got to apply yourself to anything that you do. This person, they don't understand that. It's like it should just be given to them. Maybe entitled, feeling entitled to things, but they haven't applied themselves to the most important parts, their spiritual side, their higher self. And Spirit is saying it's just laying there dormant, rest. Like, literally, they just pause. They stop. They're just going to enjoy. It's like somebody who never takes anything seriously, ever. And then when it's like a big joke. Everything's a big joke to them. They don't realize that it's taken sacrifice and dedication. You have to sacrifice the things that aren't for you so you can get to what is for you, right? And this person doesn't do that. They've never done that. They just expect it to come to them. Clown and trash. See, it's like rest and hug. Like, just come to me. You come to me, right? You come to me. You give me what I want, what I need, deserve. Clown and trash. Performance, camouflage, laugh at. I said everything's like been a joke for this person. Waste, worthless, mouse. Like, it's like, I just do nothing. I'm not going to put in the work. I'm going to put on a face. Somebody could have fallen hard on their appearances or the way things look from the outside. You know, it's like the class clown. They're busy entertaining everybody. They're worried about how everybody perceives them. So I'll just be the funny person and everyone will laugh at me. But really within, they feel like garbage. They don't feel good about themselves. Many of them maybe have addictions, live in their space could be very indicative of how they view themselves. Are they hoarding, right? Hoarding tends to be an emotional issue. Why, it manifests to the outside of us. How they live, if they live, I hate to say dirty, like that sounds mean, like I'm not judging anybody by any means, but your environment, the way it's kept, is a direct reflection of you, right? Of what's going on internally. So their environment could be untidy or rough looking or deplorable maybe in some ways. It's a direct reflection of what is happening within. Okay, you may have had legal issues with this person in the past as well. Yeah. It's really, I said mental. There you go, torment. It is a direct reflection of where they are in life. Even if they do make it look good, you might drive by their house and their house is beautiful on the outside because they hired landscapers to come cut the grass. Inside, the dishes are piled to the ceiling, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I said to one of the signs the other, you don't realize what goes on behind closed doors. So even if they're presenting themselves as put together, there is an angle of spirit saying them wanting retribution against you for your job well done. Why is this coming up now, Spirit? Because they're being pulled away. They're being pulled away, and they don't understand whatever you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it. It's like, oh yeah, well, collective might only, this isn't the first time they've thrown their hand into pottery. Watch them fail, right? Watch their pieces just crumble. This isn't the first relationship they've had. Watch it go to shit in 3 months. It's like they've enjoyed watching your short-term successes. But you've learned what the long-term now looks like. This person is just miserable. And I hate to say that about anybody, but that's the reality of the world that they're living in right now. And there's nothing that you or anybody else can do. This is a conscious decision in which they are making to stay in that energy. You always are going to forever be in a place where you have the ability to make a choice. And the choices you make come with consequences. They're choosing theirs. And then they're going to feel mad about the decisions that they've made. Anything else on this, Spirit, about this person? Two of Swords. Where you once were is where they now are. And they're complacent in that. That Nine of Cups to me is complacency with this Two of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles sideways. Six of Cups. I said about that 6 earlier. It is of the past. It's a complacency. They may have, for a really long time, looked very put together. They seemed very stable. It may have felt like a long time to you. And this isn't about, yay, somebody's getting their karma. But it just goes to show, Spirit is saying, the ebbs and flows of what goes up must come down. What is down must come up. The balance, again, Libra energy must be restored in a situation. I am a firm believer in this. And you can do with it my opinion. You're welcome to yours. It's not a point of argument or debate per se, but when we are in a position, let's just say, of authority in a job, we've worked really hard to get there. It's about being humble. Like, yes, I realize the power and authority that I have, but I'm not going to abuse that power. I'm going to do what's best for everybody. Some days I might make mistakes, but I'm open and willing to course correct that, right? We're not always going to be perfect. It's not our job to be perfect. Our job is to be human and learn. This person at some point had some type of power, going back to you in that first spread, that God, call God, the universe, higher powers, sources, gave them the ability to have what could be construed as the upper hand for a while. In that time, Spirit gave them the opportunity to show what they would do with that power. And if they've used, abused, mistreated you, others, from that position of power, you could say that the dark cloud is coming for them. They want retribution because as things seem to pick up in your life and you seem to be able to propel forward in your own personal power now, and they have lost that power and control, it's angering to them. This hot explosive with snake, lies, deceit. It's fertile ground for more hostility. It irks them because what they didn't realize when they did have the upper hand was if they would have treated you fairly, if they would have done right by you, and Spirit is having me emphasize this could be a family member. When they've used things and thrown them in your face, when they've kicked you when you're down, when they've fought to continue to keep control, They showed spirit that they could not be humble. And maybe for you, this explosion that's happening, this taboo, this whirlwind, I don't feel like you're becoming unhumble. Because I feel like you understand with great power comes great responsibility, or with great power comes great responsibility, or something to that effect. You realize the importance of the role you're stepping into. Whether it's in a relationship, if someone opens their heart to you, you hold their heart in your hands. Are you going to handle it responsibly? If someone hands you the keys to a multi-million-dollar corporation, are you going to handle it responsibly? In those two examples, the person who doesn't live humbly will take that heart and step on it and take it for granted. In the multi-million-dollar aspect of it in a business, they could use it to greed, to want more and more and more and more and more. It's never enough. They're never satisfied. The power dynamic is shifting exponentially. And this person, this situation around you, and it could be more than one for some of you in smaller ways as well, the power is being taken out of their hands. Where did that card? I put it back already. When I talked about the hands, they recognize that alone, there's also a recognition that I alone am very powerful. But when I work with others who also recognize their power without control, when we just surrender to the process together, beautiful things happen. Beautiful things are happening. We don't have to control it. We just have to be a part of it. We have to love it. We have to nurture it. It's not ours to tighten the grips on and go, I got you, in all the wrong ways. That's not okay. I hope this message has made sense for you. And even though it's an hour long, I hope that you have, if you're still here, kudos to you. Let me know that you're still here in the comments the whole way through this thing. Because this message might be one of the most powerful messages I've ever delivered. And the fact that it's 10/10, the fact that we're in Libra season and almost a Scorpio season, the fact that Pluto is going direct in Aquarius on Monday, we just had that Aries full super moon. There's so much power. We talked about the North Node a little bit. We talked about the eclipses a little bit. To me, all of those brushings up against that we just had with all of that information is very important to recognize, because it means that all of those little pieces have led up to this moment. The power is in your hands. Use it wisely. I'm sending you all so much love. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful and blessed weekend. Personal reads, again, are open and available. That info is in the description box below. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.